Good evening. I'm so glad you guys came out to the training tonight to learn about basic floral care and how to make an affordable flower arrangement from home. My name is Stephanie, as you all know, and before we get started, I will do the obligatory icebreaker joke. You should know this, you flower gurus. What kind of flower grows between your nose and your chin? Come on, it's tulips. Awesome, it is. Tulips, awesome. All right, okay, we got that out of the way. So I would like us to go around, tell me your names and what you're hoping to learn from our training tonight or any concerns that you might have.
I'm Lauren, and I'm always looking for good ways to switch up my decorating at home. So I'm really hoping that I get some pointers that I can use to make my house a little more vibrant. And I don't really have any concerns.
Okay.
I'm just excited to learn how to do it.
Yay, okay.
My name is Stephanie, and I am really looking forward to learning how to take some grocery flowers and put them in a vase and make them look beautiful and not just throw them in there.
Beautiful.
Yes.
See if I can spell. There we go. Okay.
I'm Damon, and what I'm looking for is to, if I get an arrangement to give my wife and I don't like the way it looks, to make it a better way to arrange flowers.
Okay, we can say that would be
Correcting.
we'll say adjusting flowers. They work hard on making those flowers. I would hate to say correcting. That's true. Okay, any concerns?
No.
Okay, well, I think that we can hit all of these topics tonight. And if you have any other questions or concerns or need any help at any point, ask me. That's why I'm here. Okay, but before we can discuss basic floral care, we have to understand the reason why it's so necessary for us to take care of our flowers when they get home, because they go through a lot of stress before we bring them home. So, I'll show you. They started at the flower farm. The flower farms are all over the world. They're in Holland, Australia, South America is where we get a bunch of them. And typically you would think of a flower farm, big sprawling acreage with the beautiful rolling hills with flowers all over it, right? No, they're typically in a greenhouse, completely controlled. And this is where it begins. They start at the flower farm, and that's where they cut and process them and put them into cardboard boxes. The majority of the flowers are put into the boxes without any water whatsoever. They are then flown to the large flower distributors. And at this point, when they get here, they've been out of water anywhere from 1 to 2 days. From the large distributor, they go to our floral wholesalers, our regional floral wholesalers. And that is where our floral retailers purchase them from. So the floral retailers have a lot to do to rehydrate those flowers once they get them, because they've been without water anywhere from 2 to 5 days at that point. Can we live without water for that long? We need water for our flowers. Our flowers need water. So, any questions about any of those? Did you have any idea that's the process?
No, I didn't even know that it was possible to revive them ever.
I didn't know they could
You
go
can.
without water.
Yeah, it's
That's
amazing,
wild.
isn't it? But now you understand why it's so important that we take care of them at home, why maybe they don't last as long as you would like them to,
Absolutely.
because they go through so much stress. Okay, we will make a flower arrangement here in a minute, but I want to know how you at home take care of your own flowers.
I give mine water.
You give them water.
Most of the time.
How, just put
Just water.
Just
I
put them
mean,
in water?
Tap water.
Okay,
Throw them.
okay.
I've heard to cut them diagonally
Okay.
underwater.
Okay.
So I do that, and then I throw them in the vase. If
Okay.
there's any food, I put that in there first and
Okay.
then put the water in.
Okay.
That's about as much as I know.
Okay. How about you?
Typically, handling my wife, I guess she puts them in a vase and then puts water in it, and then maybe see how long they survive.
Okay, well this is a good class for you, so you can learn some more things. You don't have to have your wife do everything. Okay. How do you display them? Where do you like to put them throughout your house, or in a vase, or what do you do?
I usually put mine on dining room table. 'Cause
Okay.
It's kind of like a focal point. of the
Gotcha,
house.
okay.
Yeah, or on a window.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, dining tables.
Dining table,
Because
okay.
it's usually special.
okay, all right. All right, so we are going to make an arrangement now. But before we can make an arrangement, we have to know what size vase to use for the type of arrangement that we're going to make. So I picked today that we're going to use a hydrangea and 3 roses to make a short arrangement. I'm going to show you 3 sizes here. And I will get out the hydrangea. Which vase do you think would be most appropriate for the type of arrangement we're going to make tonight?
I think the smaller one, for sure.
Middle?
The middle one.
The middle one? Anybody else have an opinion?
Not the big one. I would say one of the smaller ones, probably.
I think depending on how you cut it. It would be
Okay.
better one.
I
Oh.
imagine it being cut short, I guess.
Well, for the type of arrangement I'm wanting us to make tonight, this is what I would choose. Because it will fit, it'll sit nice, and the symmetry will be good. This one is a bud vase. You can't put a whole lot in here. And even if I cut this down, it just, the stem, I mean, it sticks to the side. It's just not a good size for it. You can put a little bit of greenery in here, and at max 2 roses in here, and that is all you can do. We touched on this. This vase, I can easily make an arrangement with 5 stems of hydrangea in this vase and add roses. I can make a huge arrangement with this vase. So yes, middle vase is what we'd go with. Now when you're picking hydrangea, you guys can go ahead and pull them out of your buckets. If you see any brown petals on your hydrangea, it's okay. You can gently pull them off. These are really pretty ones. You may not find any brown on them,
They look good.
but not all of them are always going to be that way. So when you get home, don't be afraid to gently pull off little petals that aren't to your liking. And you all have, you can go ahead and put them down for a minute. You all have a mason jar. That's what we're going to use tonight. I thought that would be fun. It has water, but we need food in our water. And why do we need to make sure we have food in our water from what we learned?
Because they've been starved. for a while.
Absolutely, and they need those nutrients, right?
Yes.
On the packet, it tells you how much food to the water. So you can find how much food goes in there. It says 1 pint to a whole package. So we'll use the whole package. If we were going to do this large vase, we probably have about 3 pints of water in here, so you would need how many packages? Yep.
Now, what kind of food is this?
Of course you would ask that. It's got all the good stuff that flowers need that I don't know all the ingredients. But I can find out and let you know. Okay, so we have our water, we have our food. Now, with our hydrangea, what do you think we should do with all these leaves on here? Should we leave them on? Should we take them off? What do you think? You think take them off? Okay, why?
Just, it would make it more of a.
For aesthetics?
Yeah, for aesthetics,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, anybody else?
I kind of like the look of greenery on it too,
Okay.
so
Well,
it
I'm
kind of
gonna-
depends.
Oh, I'm going to tell you one thing about leaves getting below the water. It creates bacteria. Bacteria kills your flowers. Your flower is not going to last. So any flower with any greenery below your water line, bad. Make sure you pull the greenery off. Now you can leave. If it's not going to touch the water, go ahead. If that's what you like, sure. I might leave those leaves on, but they're not going to get under the water. But definitely take anything that's going to hit below the water off. And when you are done with that, we'll move on. You guys ready? Okay. We want the hydrangea to sit on the top. It'll feel kind of secure. It's just going to sit right on top. We cannot add length to our flower, so it's always better to cut long several times until you get the height that you want, until you're more comfortable with this process. So you can eyeball it from your table. And there's plastic on the floor, so it's okay if you drop stuff on the floor. You're good. So see, I cut it there. obviously way too long, right? It's still too long. Okay, I have mine nesting right on top. So when, I like it, looks good, yeah. A little bit more stuff. Nope, not yet. Yeah, it needs to, watch.
Sit in it.
It needs to be able to just sit on top of it. Just a
Okay.
tiny bit more and then you're good. Let me see, Damon. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and you can play with your leaves, make them look all pretty again. Okay, so we have the first part of our arrangement.
Yay.
Okay, now, I know that you guys didn't know anything about what a guard petal is. Anybody want to guess?
Is it the part that's around the flower?
Yes, hence guard petal. It protects the beautiful inner petals. A lot of people will think that a rose is dead or dying because of what a guard petal will look like on the outside. You can gently remove them, and no one will be the wiser. Now, when you are removing them, you can't put petals back, right?
Right.
So you don't want to make a bullet. I'm going to show you what a bullet looks like. My rose isn't very pretty anymore, is it?
No.
It's really not. But I will show you a way you can disguise it in this arrangement if you do take off too many petals. And one thing I want you guys to look at is the end of this rose. Be careful because some of the thorns are not blunted. There we go. Look at the end of the stem and let me know if you notice anything about it in particular. It's been out of water for a while.
It seems dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's very white, almost soft,
Yeah.
velvety feeling.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's an old dead twig.
Well, you know, it's scabbed over. You know, like our skin, we get a scratch, it scabs over, then nothing can get into it, right? That's our protection. That's exactly what's happened to our rose. Here, can you hand that over? Thank you. But we want this opened up because we want the food and the water into the flower. We don't want to put our hand in it. And what do we do with leaves again?
Tear them off.
Take them off.
Yeah.
Take them off. We don't want them in the water because,
Bacteria
absolutely, and that does,
kills the flower.
absolutely. So that goes for any flower that you ever do, ever again. It doesn't mean you can't keep leaves on there, just you don't want it in the water.
So, would I take this part off?
Yeah, you can take that off. I would like, well, you can go ahead and start pulling off your guard petals and the leaves that you have that you need to remove. Go ahead and do that. I'll do mine too. And I'll show you what we're going to do here in a minute once everybody's finished. Make sure you do all 3 roses. I hope everybody likes yellow and blue or red and blue.
They're beautiful.
Okay.
What do we do if we find thorns on our?
I will get to that in just a minute. We're going to blunt them, just to answer your question.
Okay.
Blunt them, we're just going to cut off the little tip. We're not going to slice it down to the stem or anything.
Okay, sorry, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Is this a guard petal too? Or is
You
it-
can keep, if you like the way that looks, keep it on there.
Okay, I'm gonna
you
keep it on
can-
for now.
Okay. Not all guard petals have to come off. If they look beautiful and you like the look, don't mess with it. Okay. Thorns. If you have any thorns, just blunt them off with your clippers. That just means cut off the little tip where it's pointy and sharp. You don't have to cut it down to the stem or anything like that. And once you've done that, I'll show you how we arrange our roses. You guys are doing a good job. Got all yours blunted.
I think I'm blended, yes.
Okay. I like the word blunt. You doing good? Okay. Now, there are different ways we can put these roses in. It depends on what you personally like. I like it kind of nestled in like this. You can also make it a little longer and they can be on top. Now, if you have the bullet, you can pretend like it was all planned and tuck it in where it's just a little peekaboo and say, oh yeah, I meant to do that. That's exactly what it was supposed to do. But that's what you can do with the bullet.
All right.
So cut your roses to the length that you like.
Now, is there a problem if we cut and the bottom of the rose is on the bottom of the vase? Is that-
Not necessarily, but you want to make sure that it's also aesthetically pleasing. You don't want antenna necessarily. You don't want it like this. I mean, I guess for some people that might be pretty, but I think that for me, I would say no. And all you do is you put the roses in like a triangle into the hydrangea. You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay. 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, or vice versa. How's it? Very nice.
Yeah, I like that.
And for a finishing touch, everybody has a ribbon. And you can just do a shoelace bow around the lip of your jar. You don't have to either if you don't want to. You can nix that, or you can do that. It'll be pretty. And I forgot mine up here, so you can just pretend that I have a pretty ribbon on it. It's not a fancy bow or anything. It's not, we're not a flower shop.
Regular.
However, I have made these in flower shops. Just like this. Beautiful. You guys just made your first flower arrangement. What do you think? You like them?
Impressive.
I like it.
Was it easy?
Yes.
Yes. Very
Very
easy.
easy, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
This flower arrangement that you guys just made would cost $20 at a flower shop. I've made these for weddings, for decor at the weddings. I've done these for Valentine's Day, $20. These, buying our own grocery store flowers, $8.
Wow. That's awesome.
Base included.
That's awesome.
So, so much more affordable. I can show you some variations. Now that you know this basic, I just can add some tulips, some tulips, and just add them in between your roses. So we're just going to need 3 then, right? To fill in those blank spaces. And you can use Alstroemeria, which is always, you can always find that at the grocery store. You can use spray roses in between the regular roses. You can do lots of things. You can do tufts of baby's breath, not all over, just tufts, 1, 2, 3. There's lots of different ways you can vary this up and do different colors of hydrangea, different color roses. What are things that you could do to use these for? Like, you make these, what would you use them for?
Like a baby shower is what I'm thinking of.
Baby shower, yeah.
Birthday, anniversary.
Mother's Day's coming up.
Yeah. Mother's Day. My horrible handwriting. Mother's Day, you said birthdays, baby showers.
Centerpieces at a wedding.
Yes, centerpieces. And even if you don't have a need yourself, if you have a friend that's having a wedding and they don't have a whole lot of money and you want to help them out, you know what you can do now to help them out. You can show them, this is what we can do to make some centerpieces, and it's so much more cost effective. And that could even be your own gift to them if that was something that you could do. So I have some packets for you guys that go over the things that we've learned tonight. And there's some very specific care instructions on particular flowers. I'll hand those to you. So you can make your flowers last as long as possible. And there's also a couple of flower recipes in there that I think that you'll be able to do now that you've done this. So I appreciate you guys coming tonight so much. It means a whole lot to me. And I hope that you can take this new skill and use it for something soon. And when you do, send me a picture. I want to see it.
I will.
Okay.
I'll let you know how it goes.
So thank you again and have a great evening.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.